Okay. First things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K screen paint using ambient light projection technology gain. It's going to be a very short stream. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about. I got some very interesting news that came up about our contract. Not going to say too much about it, but looks like this might be happening a little faster than we thought it was. It's going to happen. So I've got my fish here playing on display real quick to show you how beautiful the screen looks on 720p. This is the new gamer paint that's going to be available on Monday. So there are some major updates coming up, and I mean as in major updates. I told you this day was going to be coming very soon with the contracts, and looks like invisible labels are not going to work. So there is a good chance that the website may be converted into distributorship only. So that's why we're basically doing these special deals to give everybody a chance to be able to have the screen paint before it happens. And it's going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. I told you it's going to come up the minute we sign those papers. We wanted to do something. We were going to do invisible labels. Visible labels is not going to work. It's a whole lot going on, man. If you knew exactly what was going on, you would understand what I'm talking about by this field. Now, keep in mind, they will process anywhere from 100 gallons. 100 gallons, and we get somewhere between $200 a gallon. That's 20 grand we make in a day. So consider the fact 20 grand we make in a day. Consider the fact what we make off customers. We make way more in a contract than we do what we would make with a customer. So imagine 100 gallons a day at $20,000 a day. And that's on a minimum. All right, so with that being said, I would really consider, and I mean really consider, and I'm honestly telling you this, we know how good the technology is. You have the ability to have a screen that will make a 720p look incredible. You have technology at your fingertips that will give you the ability to have flexible screen, wallpaper screens. You can apply it to just about anything you want. But there is going to come a time where this technology will no longer be available to customers. And it may be happening extremely fast, because keep in mind, these companies are looking to make serious money out of this technology. So that's why that's why we're doing these promotional deals. These are crazy promotional deals. We have never marked a Supreme 8 wallpaper screen at $250. Never have done that. Them screens run $400 and $500 easily. And the reason why we're doing it is because we're giving everybody a chance to be able to take advantage of this before the companies lock this in and before those contracts go into they're already signed. When they go into effect, that's it. We will not have time to be able to deal with the customers and the large quantity of orders we'll be getting from our contracts. One of them has to go. So right now we have about a few months before these contracts, they're literally right now building an establishment with other companies to supply orders for our technology. So that's what I'm telling you. It's a saver for big companies, because keep in mind, they don't have to go out and spend a ton of money for expensive projector. This is being shot on a 720p projector. So consider the fact the company going out and spending $10,000 or maybe $15,000 for a 4K high-end venue projector. They can do it with a cheap low-end projector and still achieve an amazing picture. These screens are designed to be used outside in the daylight hours. Majority of most screens cannot maintain pictures outside at 4 to 5. And on top of that, they don't have to say if they were going to replace all their screens with Elite screens. That means they would have to trash the original screens that they paid money for, throw those in the trash, and redo all their screens with Elite screens. Our technology will allow them to use their original screens and just upgrading with the coding. So now you see where the advantage point comes in. We've made screens out of styrofoam, literally out of styrofoam. So I just got word today that it's going to be happening sooner than we thought. So on our end, we have to get ready, because we have to have the ability to be able to process orders on that large scale, which means I'm going to have to get some kind of work or commercial environment and a work crew and machinery to be able to process orders at that magnitude. So that's why we've been having the promotional deals and all this stuff been popping up on the website, because there will become a time where you'll basically click on my domain name and it'll be a locked website. Just giving you a bit of a heads up. So that's why we've been actually knocking the prices off and having the promotional deals. So right now, the wallpaper screens 8, we have 50 of those in the shopping cart. They'll activate probably 12 o'clock tonight. They're going to go for around $250 a screen at 106 inches, 235.1, 69, 1610 capability. You've seen screens before. It's a fellow by the name of King Black on YouTube who loves his freaking screen. He's been doing a lot of talk on our product. We plan to send him out a very nice thank you gift. He's going to get a 9 very soon from us. Thank you so much, King Black, for basically giving shout outs on our technology. We're planning to actually send you a thank you gift. You'll be getting a Supreme 9 wallpaper screen from us for free. So we'll be shipping to you that very soon. For the launch date, you'll have yours. Also, the Gamer Paint is going to be launching on the 17th, and the 9s will be made available maybe this week, maybe next week. But right now, we're going to do that promotional deal starting at 12 o'clock tonight for the Supreme 8 wallpaper screens. And they're going to be going at 200, I think it's 250 bucks. I don't know if I'll put that down right. I think it should be around 250, 240, around that price. Sorry, this is only available within the United States because the shipping charge would kill us on one of those screens. It costs a lot to ship a screen that way overseas, and I lie to you not. I shipped one over to Mexico. If it wasn't for my discount, it would have cost me $380. So they're available in the U.S. with free shipping. I love, this is my pastime right here. This right here is my pastime. Coming back here, kicking back, looking at my screen. This is 135. I'm using my 720p projector, my NEC, what's this, the M352WS projector. And this is what I do on my pastime, is relax, watch. But as I said, I'm kind of giving you bits of a heads up because, you know, like I said, once that those contracts are done, and like I said, right now they're building a customer base with these contracts. Keep in mind, they're in the business to make money also. So they're gathering as much contracts or business deals they can pull in. It's going to keep us extremely busy. It's definitely going to keep them extremely busy. And it's just going to basically put our product a little farther out on the mark now. At one point, those of you who own our technology is going to be to sit back and say, well, I remember bottom line, I used to offer those screens basically right at a website. Any customer can pick them up. It's going to get to a point where a customer cannot buy the screen. You would have to have a contract through a company in order to obtain that technology. Now, for those you want to go out gun-ho and say, oh, that's selling out. No, it's not selling out. It's business, okay? It's business. I have to expand my company. It's business. I think the fact that I've been doing this for at least about 11 to 12 years, and I've had opportunities to sell out to larger companies, and I haven't done it, basically speaks for itself. I'm very happy with the contract I'm working with. Number one, the reason why I'm happy with it, because it's a company that deals with churches. It's a Christian-based contract, and I do like that. So if you got a chance today to see me do the inflatable screen outside, oh man, that was so cool, man. That screen is around, I think it's around 130 inches, about 130-inch screen. I'm trying to get a screen much bigger than that for this summer. I'm trying to get about 300, maybe 140, 240 to 300. I want to get 300. I want 300. I'm probably going to use ultra short K, 4K laser, or ultra short K, 4K something. But it'll probably be ultra short throw, or it'll probably be short throw for the backyard. Okay, well, that's the announcement right there. Usually I don't do any demonstrations with the lights out in here. That's a beautiful fish. I gotta get me an exotic fish tank. All I need to do is get me a saltwater tank. So like I said, right now, probably starting around 12 o'clock tonight, um, that shopping cart will activate for the wallpaper projection screen Supreme 8. If you haven't seen that screen, I had that screen up here in my gaming room for the longest time. That will be available, like I said, on the that will be available tomorrow. Actually, it should be available tonight, 12 o'clock. They're going to be available. And there'll be about 50 in it. We'll do about 50 in the shopping cart for that one. This one, when it depletes 50, that's it. That'll be the end of it. And keep in mind, this is a pre-coated screens. They don't require any painting whatsoever. You just take it out of the box, stick it to your wall, and you're done. If you want to check out the screen by another customer's point of view, you can check out my buddy King Black. He did a ton of demonstrations actually on that screen. He's in love with his, and he's using the Panasonic PX747 4K projector. Can you believe it's a 720p? It's a 720p, $139 projector I'm using right now. I got off eBay. Hold on a minute. I want to lift this up a little bit over. I think I just slammed the side of the wall with it. I'm just going to tilt it to the side. So you can see what it looks like without the screen. So what I'm showing you here, and the reason why I moved my projector to the side, because I want you to see this real quick, because some people think it's the projector that's doing all the work. And I'm telling you, it's not. It's the screen paint that makes the projector look amazing. So that's why I shifted my projector over a little bit to the side, because I've had some people thinking if I buy the same projector, I'm going to be able to get the same picture quality that you're watching from my screen in the video. You can't get that. Our technology is the only technology that has the ability to make a 720p look incredible. So this is what your screen would look like if you hit it with the same projector. This is what you're going to get. It'll react the same way with a light gray screen too. I've done that demonstration on a light gray screen. The reason why that image looks like that, the reason why the 720p looks that amazing is because on our technology. Without our technology, that projector looks like crap. That's why I swung the projector. I just want you to see that part. Because I do love it when people ask me, well, what kind of projector is that? Because they think if they buy the same projector and they hit their wall with it or hit their screen with it, they're going to be able to achieve the exact same quality that you're seeing here in the demonstration. No, if you don't have a screen paint, you can't achieve that picture. You see how detailed the image looks in here? And look at the image right here, how it's washed out. This projector is 3,500 lumens with a 10,000 to 1 contrast. Even with 10,000 to 1 contrast, you cannot achieve the same image, not on any other screen but our technology. That's the difference between our technology and anything else on the market. Look at that. The black level doesn't even show up. You do know there was the screen still swung over. The black levels don't even pick up. Yeah, good luck getting a 720p to look incredible on your screen without our tech. Now you see why it's getting contracted so fast. That's why. So like I said, take advantage of it while it's here, because one day it won't. You have the option of having a screen paint that can do things that other screen paints can't even begin to even think of. But nothing lasts forever. As I said before, the reason why we have these massive discounts on our website going on right now, because it's a way also to saying thank you for supporting our company for so many years. But yeah, we have to go on to much bigger things. And those contracts is something that I've been talking about for a while. We've been blessed to get one, and once we get one, there'll be another one and another one and another one backing us up. Because the more this stuff gets out there in the mainstream, the more and more contracts we will accumulate. Now, the reason why we got that contract is because the fellow who actually ordered the product from us used it at a job site. And they got amazing results from the customers, that came in, the pastors had done it in a church, and they loved the screen paint. And they thought to themselves, you know, we can get this, if we can get this guy to do a contract with us, we can get this out there and we can make money. We can make money. It's just a win-win. So I like the fact that the person who actually bought from us actually used it at a customer's at a job site. So they not only did they get the reaction that they wanted, but they got the reaction from the customer himself that actually fell in love with the screen. No, you can't, because again, black screens. I keep telling you, poster boards don't pick up white levels. Black screens, contrast. One thing people miss, and I have videos on this too. I've done black vinyl, I've done black paint, I have done black plexiglass. It will not pick up. It'll pick up contrast. It can't pick up a white level. So that's the problem you have. You have a screen that does not have the ability to pick up a white level, and white levels are very important because without the white levels, you can't get the image to come up clean. See how clean the image look, the blues, everything, how it looks so beautiful. So you have to have. As of yes, we are activating because of the contract, the speed up on the contract. They are activating the lift for shipping anywhere in the world for free. So now everything on the website is shipping out for free until the contract is activated, and activation for that contract is coming fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow for shipping for the gamer paint. Now, the only thing we can't do shipping on is the wallpaper screens. We can't ship them overseas. They cost too much money. But they can ship the screen paint. It's a 720p projector we're using. So that's the whole thing about the technology. You don't have to have an expensive projector to use it. And this is where companies are investing into this technology, because keep in mind, you don't have to spend all this money for an expensive projector when you can get a projector that costs $140. It's a 720p that's doing all the work. Well, not doing all the work. Our screen does all the work. But the 720p, it's a 720p projector that's doing this. But yeah, like I said, you can try. We've done this before. We've done this demonstration on black paper, black cardboard, black house paint, you name it. We've done these demonstrations. I'll put those links at the bottom so you can check them out for yourself. Black screens have to have to do one thing. They can automatically produce a contrast level. That's easy. It's black. The hardest thing for a black screen to produce is a white level. As long as it's name brand, it's automatic. RCA is name brand. As long as it's name brand, it'll work on it. I'm using a 720p NEC projector. As long as it's name brand. RCA, we have it on the list. It's on our website. So we have a list of projectors we do support. So our deadline is end of March. The contracts will officially be activated. Or sooner. I don't know. It may be sooner. Because like I said, the same thing they're seeing here what they have the screen, actually with the screens they have set up, the same thing they're seeing here, they want to get this technology out there as fast as possible. There's money to be made off of it. Wallpaper screens have the same ability. Wait, hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back real quick. Gotta go grab something. All right. I remember the fellow, I think somebody came in talking about using a black cork board. See that black screen in the middle? That's black vinyl right there. So that right there is a piece of black vinyl. This is what happens if you try to use a form of black vinyl, black plexiglass, anything that's black. You'll be able to pick up a contrast level. The problem is that none of those surfaces have the ability to pick up a white level. So since you can't pick up a white level, anything that shows up white on your screen becomes dark. That is black house paint. See, we're the only form of technology that develops a black screen that produces one of the highest white levels. So, for anyone who's probably thinking, well, I can do the exact same thing with some black house paint, maybe the black vinyl that you may see on the back of your projection screen, or some black plastic. Let's see. Hopefully we can get this to stay long enough. Demonstration. And there you go. That's what happens when you try to use any form of black material. Because what happens is, a lot of people don't realize, when you develop a black screen, one of the most important things on a black screen is not contrast. Screen's going to be to produce contrast regardless. That's easy. It's the white level you're going to have a problem with. That screen's going to have to be to produce white light. And if it can't produce white light, that means the image comes up too dark and too dirty because it's producing too high of a contrast level. Let's grab that one. I think I need something more heavier when it comes to sticky tape for that one because that's not going to stick to my wall too well. So let's see if we can find something down here. Any tape down here or anything whatsoever to get this to stick. We have anything here. I'll be back. I'm going to have to get some tape from downstairs because this is not going to work. But I want you to look at that right there so you can get an idea, because somebody a few minutes just said a black corkboard. Now, if you put a black corkboard and use that for your screen, it's going to pull contrast. But when it comes to white levels, it's going to be the most disgusting image you've ever seen. I'll be right back. All right. Something better. I had to buy some better tape today too. There we go. So there you go. We have black house paint, black vinyl, and black plastic. Because someone was saying, well, I can go to the store and I can buy a gallon of flat black paint and I can do the exact same thing. Okay, then let's see what happens to your screen if you were to do the same thing. So they both pick up contrast, no problem. The problem you're going to have is a white level. That's going to be your problem. So keep in mind, these are the same demonstrations that we do for companies. Where company says, what's the difference of me buying your product or just going out and spending 50 or 60 or 100 bucks of black paint? That's what's going to happen to your screen if you try to use black paint, black vinyl, or kind of black plexiglass. That's what's going to happen to your screen. That's the difference between our technology and any black surface on the planet. On top of that, it has amazing ambient light rejection technology. There you go. Yeah, it shows. We do demonstrations outside. So when we do our ambient light rejection tests, they have to be done outside. That's why I said when we ask for demonstrations of gray screens, and it's like I said, we have to do the same thing ourselves. We ask for demonstrations of multiple gray screens doing a contrast level, star field, whether it be an all black screensaver. You'll never see that demonstration because all those gray screens will do the exact same thing. They will produce a very poor contrast level no matter what brand you use. Actually, feet have nothing to do with it. If you watch my demonstrations, I've done demonstrations back at 25 feet. Let's show you what we do over here. Now this is a short throw projector. I've done projectors at 25 feet, fully lit environments. I've done projectors at 25 feet back at 1,000 lumens. These are my videos, my demonstrations. Here we go. 21 feet back, fully lit environment on 1,000 lumens. All right, so like I said, live demonstration. This is just being documented for future distribution contracts. Let me get this thing off my screen. It's these screens off my screen real quick. I've done all this test already. I've done 1,000 lumens. I've done projectors sitting back at 50 lumens outside. I've done them already. All those tests, anything you asked me, it's been done. That right there is 21 feet back on 1,000 lumens. Projection 9. This is a screen with the color coding capability. So that's 1,000 lumen traveling 25 feet, fully lit environment, and making contact with the screen and pulling an image. 720p. It's an XGA projector manufactured in 1999, very old projector. And we're showing off the screen's advancements on a projector, like I said, sitting back at 21 feet back from the screen. Easy. And if I can show you that, then bottom line is, for me to have a projector, because some people come in and say, well, okay, his projector's sitting up at maybe 5 feet away from the screen. That's no proof. You got to check my archives, my man. I got demonstrations that go back for days. I got it at 25 feet back. I got demonstrations being done in fully lit environments. This is what I mean by I was not joking. These screens right here, 9 and 10, are the millimeters. There's no screen that's going to be. With sunlight piercing through the room. Demonstrations versus Dark Star 9. Demonstrations versus Elite Screens. Demonstrations versus DMP Supernova. Firehawk G4. Did it already. Daylight's Paxton. Their new screen that just came out. Did it already. Beat their screen already. Beat both their screens. Our screens do demonstrations outside, when other gray screens can't even pull an image outside. Live paint on demonstrations at customers' houses. Lights on, lights on, lights on, lights on. All my demonstrations, their lights are on. Here we go.
Already on the news.
The reason why our screens can produce images inside in a fully lit environment because the ambient light rejection tests are done outside. And everybody else is inside using so-called ambient light rejection tests. Our tests are done outside. Keep in mind on that. So if we're producing images outside where there's no protection of ambient light, there's no ambient light controlled environment, what do you think would happen if we pull that technology inside of a house? Easy, a cakewalk. This is why our screens excel inside, because they're tested outside. You want to know whose screen paint that is that's sitting up there right now? Look at the name of the title. That's 1100 lumen projector outside, sitting at 12 feet back, and it's pulling an image outside on our black technology. So while everybody like Elite Screens and Dark Star and whatever company it is, they're doing their demonstrations inside poorly lit ambient light controlled environments on high powered projectors. And they're saying, look, it's ambient light rejection. That crap is not ambient light rejection. A real test would be to stick your screen outside in the middle of the daytime and do that demonstration on an 1100 lumen projector at 12 feet back. That's an ambient light rejection test. That's why if you stick our screen in a fluid environment, it pops up. A Sony VP, if you look it up, the projector I'm using in that demonstration is a Sony VPL X1000. That projector is 1100 lumens, 720p. It's XGA. That projector was manufactured in 1999. I own over 20 different forms of projectors, so I definitely know. I've been in the field for 11 years. I know a lot about projectors. And that projector was manufactured, was so old that it didn't even have a 16.9. It had a 4.3. That's an old projector. Most projectors have 16.9. This projector only had 4.3. Now, it doesn't make a difference to projector 720p or not. You're looking at a screen pulling an image at 1100 lumens. Keep in mind, your projector, even at a 50, if you had a 50,000 lumen projector and say you're about 30 feet back in a fully lit environment outside, you do not have 50,000 lumens by the time your projector makes contact. By the time the lumens from that projector makes contact with the screen, you don't have 50,000 lumens. you start losing 50,000 lumens before you make contact with the screen. The reason why they have a projector of 50,000 lumens is because they know they're going to lose a high amount of lumens before that image makes contact with that screen, depending on how far the image is pulled back. So if that projector is pulled back 30 feet, it's got to travel through 30 feet of high-end light, and it's going to lumen count, it's going to start dropping. By the time it makes contact with the screen, it may have only 10,000 or 5,000 lumens, depending on how much light is in the environment and how far the distance throw is. Now, that screen's going to have to pull up a high enough gain in order to produce an image back at you for you to see an image. If the gain is too low, if it has no contrast, then it's going to end up like this screen over here. That's what's going to happen. So imagine, that's 50,000. Majority of most projectors that are used outside for any form of outdoor event are usually 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 lumens at 12 feet back. You're talking about a projector of only 1,100 lumens. So that means by the time it makes contact and all this light and hits that screen at 12 feet back, you're probably talking about maybe 300, maybe 200 lumens made contact with that screen. And that screen is generating, being black, generating enough gain off that screen to produce an image without it fading or washing out. That's the part you have to see and understand. It's not whether the projector is 720p or 4K, it's the distance on how the lumens are traveling and how little is making contact with the screen, but the screen is generating enough gain to produce an image back on barely 200 lumens while it's fighting with all this ambient light that's surrounding the screen. That's the part you got to see. That's what gets you a contract. Because if you can take 1,100 lumens and hit a screen to make a contact and it pull an image like this, what do you think would happen if they took that screen inside and they hit it with a 6,000 lumen projector at 30 feet back or even at 12 feet back or whatever? It's a cakewalk. Because the screen is used to basically going through more harsh testing. This is how we test our ambient light rejection technology. There's no ambient light controlled environment with a little bit of light peppered out the environment. Like, ooh, this is ambient light. That's not ambient light. That's not ambient light rejection test. If I stick your screen in my environment, it'll fail. It wouldn't make it. You have to be able to produce that image. It should look exactly the same way as it does inside as it does outside. Now that's Crow's screen paint sitting right up there. That's his product.
We need to do it ourselves. I will be ordering more screen paints from you.
There you go. I'll show you something even more impressive. That's not even impressive. 1,100 lumens is not impressive. I'll show you something that's impressive. Let's do something extremely hard. Let's go with 50 lumens. Let's do 50 lumens. I told somebody that if you're able to show me any demonstration with any company doing this demonstration on 50 lumens, I'll give you free screen paint for a year. And that's their silver. It's not even black. That's their silver technology. Now let me show you something right here. I'm going to go back a minute. Let me show you the projector that's being used.
First test outside. We're 5 feet from the screen.
5 feet.
And we're using a pocket projector.
50 lumens.
50 lumens, 720p. I think it's 840 by 460. I'm not sure. I'll put the proper screen resolution at the bottom of the description. Right. This is what we're picking up outside.
5 feet outside at 50 lumens.
This is freaking fantastic.
At 5 feet at 50 lumens. And half of these screens out here are struggling to work in a fully lit environment. Here you go, right here. 50 lumens inside.
image technology screens using nanotechnology.
So we got here in this demonstration
Projector. I'm sitting from my screen. This is actually the luminous high octane dark silver. I'm sorry, deep silver. Now keep in mind, I wouldn't advise you using a 50 lumen projector. If I'm using it for something where the projector's going to be a little closer up, but do not use this for your main projector.
See how much condensed light I've hit my screen?
Okay, so with physical contact,
That's 50 lumens.
and direct line with the screen. This is what our screens can pick up.
Because that screen can pick an image outside, inside the cakewalk at 50 lumens.
50 lumen projector as your main projector. I would suggest something a little bit more powerful than that.
So I know where the challenges are. We get it from every once in a while. We get a few people that are popping here and they'll say, hey, look, do your project on this, do your project on that. Man, I got over 3,000 videos on just about every test you can possibly think of. I've submerged screens in water, I've froze them, pulled them apart on camera, heated them up. Everything you could possibly think I've done to a screen that other people won't do. I love it how people come in and they want to challenge my technology by telling me what I should do when I don't see anybody else doing it. I've never seen anybody match any of our demonstrations, not one of them. And it's just pure fact. It's what it is. This is why we're sitting on multi-million-dollar contracts, because our technology does something that other screens can't do. And if it won't do it, then we can convert it to make it do it. Please do, by all means, go out and get yourself some black house paint and paint your screen and see what happens. And see what kind of nasty results you will achieve from your findings. Because the reason why I did this demonstration, because a fellow just came into the room and said, well, what about a black corkboard? Go ahead, get a black corkboard and try to do a black projection screen and see what happens. I guarantee you won't like the results. You pull contrast, that's not a problem. The problem is you're not going to be able to pull white level. And if you can't pull white level on a black screen, that means you have too much contrast. If you have too much contrast, that means the image comes out looking like this, dirty. Now I'm just about done here. Like I said, wallpaper screens are going to be, well, I just not want to stay up there, does it? I do one side and the other side comes down. It's not what to say. Try again. That stays. One side comes down, the other side comes down. Now, can you imagine you coming home and thinking you have a black screen that looks like this? And this is also too, like I said, on this side, that's black house paint. So for anyone that was saying, well, guess what? I think it's black house paint. Well, there you go right there. You can look at it right there for yourself. Let's show you. Quick. I have to get ready to get out of here real quick. I got something to do today. And there you go. This is the reason why when I tell you that we're the only company that has this kind of technology that can produce a white level and black level at the same time. I'm not joking with you. Showing you exactly what you'll get. I'll let you check that out. I got to get ready, but I'm going to let you look at that for a minute. This is what happens to your colors when you use black paint, vinyl, or plastic, black plastic. And I had somebody tell me that all I have to do is just take the black vinyl on the back of my projection screen and I can do the same thing you're doing. Well, that's what's going to happen. I'll be back. Okay, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I have to go. I have much to do today. This will just give you an idea of exactly that. No, you cannot use any form of substitute, as in some people thinking they can use a form of black material or whatever in order to do their screen. Trust me, the outcome is just going to be downright ugly. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of research to develop a black screen with the ability to be able to produce the contrast and white levels at the same time. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. The wallpaper screens for the special deal will be available at around 12 o'clock tonight. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.